Okay, let's talk about blood typing. Better turn my pen on here. All right, so blood typing. Okay, so when we're talking about red blood cells here. When we're talking about blood typing. So ABO. So those are the blood types that we have. So when we're talking about blood typing, we're talking about these little markers that are on our cells. And these markers are on all cells, but these are specific markers that are on blood cells. So let's say we have a marker like that and a marker like that. Okay, so these markers are on all of our blood cells, and these markers are called antigens. So an antigen is anything that will initiate an immune response. Okay, that is what an antigen is. So these are antigens. Okay, and when we say an immune response, if I give someone blood that is not the same antigen, then that person's body will cause an immune response against that thing. Okay? So there are 4 blood types. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So the first one is this one. So we have this antigen. This is the one that was up here. And on this cell, only this antigen is here. So this is going to be A. Okay? On this cell, this little antigen is on here, and only this antigen is on here. So this one is B. Okay. This cell here has both. So this cell is going to be A, B. All right. This cell, this red blood cell, doesn't have any antigens on it. So this one is going to be O. Okay, so we have A, B, and O. Okay, easy enough. So the body also has and creates or makes antibodies. And antibodies are made up of protein. They float in the plasma. And they look for antigens for destruction. Okay, so they bind to specific antigens. So there are antigens for A and antigens for B. So antigens look like little, I don't know what you call, what say that looks like. Okay, but they look like this, and what they have the antigen, the antigen look sort of a receptor sort of thing on their little arms here. So when they find this, they will bind to it on their little arm things here. Okay. The antigens for A and B are what are called IgM antibodies. They're IgM antibodies. And these antibodies are big. They're huge. They're big, and they don't cross the placenta. They're so big. Okay. Okay. So if you are a blood type A, then you have antibodies for B. If you are blood type B, you have antibodies for A. If you are blood type AB, you don't have antibodies. If you are blood type O, you have antibodies for both. So A has this one. Gosh, dang it. All right. B's have what color am I? Yeah. B's have this one. A's don't have any. And O has both. Okay. All right. So, and all that means is that if you're an A and you get B blood, then your antibodies are going to attack that B blood, those B blood cells. If you are B and you get A blood, then your antibodies are going to attack that A blood. Okay. All right. There's another aspect to the antigens, and it is what we call Rh factor. So people are either Rh negative or Rh positive. And that just means if you're negative, then you don't have the Rh factor antigen, which is called the D antigen. So it's the absence of the D antigen. Rh positive means you have it. So the presence of the D antigen. So if you have it, then, and we'll make it maybe yellow. that. So if you have it, then you are Rh positive. If you don't have it, then you're just Rh negative. Okay? There are antibodies that go against this one. Something like that. Okay, so antibodies for that. These antibodies are what are called IgG antibodies. And they're smaller. They're small and they can cross the placenta. Okay. So in blood typing, your blood type, you're either going to be an A negative, not have the D antigen, and just have the A antigens, or you're going to be A positive and you're going to have that antigen there. So this is A positive. If that weren't there, it would be A negative. This would be B positive, and if that weren't there, it would be B negative. This is AB positive. If that were not there, it would be AB negative. And then this is O positive. And if it weren't there, it would be O negative. Okay, so we'll be doing some blood typing stuff in lab. So hopefully you'll be able to understand that a little bit better, and we'll talk more about antigens and antibodies and all of that.